numbers typed in? I'm trying to like show the numbers and work below it, but do I need to show the numbers? You guys get the same numbers? 0.484 and 8.64? Oh. Okay. So I'm typing, so I can't like put a hat on top of this. But you could say child schooling with a hat on it, because that indicates the predicted part, equals 0.84 times parent schooling plus 8.64. You could also do, so you could say predicted y equals 0.484 times x plus 8.64, and then you can just kind of off to the side or below it go y equals child schooling, x equals parent schooling. So you just have to make sure you're putting context in there somehow, whether it's like directly into the equation or like, like a note below it. This is what the context is. So if you didn't get that equation, let me know. I'll give you another minute or two to do the interpret part. So while I'm doing that, let me know if your numbers didn't come up. What you did there is perfect. So this is your context, this is your context, predicted. So that's two different ways to write it.
Oh, I see.
So it's more. So this is just a different way to do the context. You put the context right in there, which is what I prefer. I think it's shorter, it's easier. But you have options. Looks like we're good to go then. All right, so the slope is 0.484, and I would think about that as like 0.484 over 1. So that's your y over x, which is your child over parent. So for each additional parent year or child year? Parent year. There will be, or we expect? We expect 0.484 additional child years of schooling. Something like that. Questions on that? Y-intercept is 8.64. So remember, that's an actual data point, 0.864, 0.864, which is x comma y, which is parent comma child. And this is just like my scratch work. You don't need to show this part, but it kind of helps me organize it. So if the parent schooling were 0, we'd expect the child schooling to be 8.64. Questions there? Yeah.
So, if the AP test ever asked, like, does this situation make sense in context? Like, what qualifies that? Does it just mean that is it possible?
Is it like possible logically? Like the one yesterday was like if you're 0 inches tall, you wear a -29 size shoe or something.
So with this example?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, like it's possible that your parent never went to school and you went up to like 8th grade and dropped out. Like that's reasonable. Okay. So it would have to be, and they'll make it obvious. They're not going to be like subtle about it. It'll be like blatantly impossible or like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
I have a question. Are they like super picky about wording? Like if you have the information in there,
they're picky about what you put in and don't put in, but like the wording isn't a big deal.
like if you have what they're looking for.
If you phrase it differently and you still have what they're looking for, you're totally fine. They're not into phrasing, they're into like, do you have what we're looking for? Does that make sense?
Yeah, because like I have like the first part, but I worded it.
So you want to read me what you said? Or
Yes. Wait, what?
do you want to read what you said and we can see if it's good or not?
Well, I said for every additional linear parent, so we expect the child to reach 1.48.
That's awesome. Yeah. Anybody else want to read that? Like, my wording isn't, you know, I'm not like the wording king or anything. I'm going to put all the right information in there, but I'm not, you know, like the perfect wording. Thanks. Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
What's that for? Okay. Question on this at all? So just review from yesterday. Any issues? Question or stretch? Okay. So I want to start talking about R. Sure. So first I want to show, not yet, but first I want to show you how to find R in your calculator. Some of you, it probably popped up yesterday and told you what R was, and some of you probably didn't. So first I want to make sure that everybody's pops up and says what it's supposed to. So like when I ran my line reg, my linear regression, this is what I got. Some people, how many, does anybody have, like below it, it tells you R and R squared? Okay, so some people's default to this and some people don't. So we're going to make sure that we turn everybody's diagnostics on. So if you hit second catalog, so second 0 is catalog. Hit second 0, and then this is a catalog of like all the things that are available in this calculator. Scroll down to diagnostics on, or if you want to be a little quicker, you can hit alpha D, and it'll like jump to the D's. We want diagnostic on. I don't know why it doesn't default to on, but again, they didn't ask me. When you get to diagnostic on, hit enter, and then hit enter again, and it'll say done. And then run the test again. So do the linear regression again. And now it should give you 4 numbers. It'll always be on, unless you like, your batteries come out or you reset your memory or something, which might happen, and then you have to turn it back on. What? If your calculator dies, you have to do this again. But you'll know, because you'll do this and you'll be looking for R and it won't be there. And you'll be like, oh crap, I have to. Did everybody not get these numbers? I'm going to look at theirs. Any issues there? Alright, so we're going to talk about R and R squared eventually. Today we're just worried about R. So R, if you want to get out your notes for a quick second, I don't even know if you need them really, but I'm just going to put up like some examples here. R equals 1 would look like that. R equals 0.5 would probably look something like that. And I'll talk through these after I draw them. The axes could be anywhere. R equals 0 would mean like absolutely no pattern at all. Just like a big circle. So the positive and negative has to do with the slope of the pattern. If your pattern is going up, your R is positive. If your pattern is going down, your R is negative. And then the number has to do with the strength. So the closer, it can only go between 1 and -1. 1 would be a perfectly strong, like every single point is right on that line. -1 would be a perfectly strong downward, every single point is right on that line. And then these are kind of in the middle. This is 0.5 because it is positive, like there's an upward trend there, but we're not really right on the line. It's a little weaker relationship than this one. And it could be anything in the middle. It could be 0.1, 0.2, -0.75. 0 means like no pattern at all. And then this is supposed to be the same like strength, but this is going up and this is going down. Does that make some sense what I'm trying to say there? So I'm gonna have you guys, we're gonna play a couple guessing games here. Yeah. So we'll start off doing it together, and then I'll have you guys. I played this game. We're gonna play once, and then you can see who gets the high score. So this is just, and this is how the AP test will do it too. They're not gonna give you a line like this and say your choices are like 0.6, 0.61, 0.62. Like they understand that they got to be pretty far apart. But if I'm looking at this one here, it can't be these two, right? Why not? Because that's an upward slope. 0.99 would be basically like almost every point is right on that line, and that's not the case here, so we'd end up at 0.61. Does that make sense? So this one here, same idea. It's got to be one of the negative ones, right? This is a little tougher. Like, I don't know if this is -0.75 or -0.85. I don't think the AP test will put them that close together. This one's 0.99 for sure. And I guess I would look at these two and see which one is stronger. Which one looks stronger, the top or the bottom? The bottom, so if it's stronger, is that going to be the -0.85 or the -0.75? 0.85. So this is my guess. Oh, did I click the wrong thing?
No.
Like that. Just like that.
Everybody relax. Okay. So, same idea here. This top left one, positive or negative? Negative, and then this bottom right one's -2. Which one's stronger? Bottom right. And then I got two positives. Which one's stronger, top right or bottom left? Top right. So it should be that. So take a second and do those in your head. Can you see his elbow anyway? So what's this one? 0.97. -0.82. Ooh, these are tougher than that. Okay. So it's the idea is which one's stronger. This one to me looks a little stronger. So it's going to be closer to -1. Let's see if I'm right. 4 happy faces. Those are creepy happy faces. Alright, then I want you to play a game. So my high score is 51, see if you can beat me. This is hard. I thought it was hard. Go to guessthecorrelation.com. I don't know if it'll work on your phone or not, but if it does, I don't care if you use your phone, if it works on your phone. And this one, they make you type in a number, so I think it's hard.
Do you have to get exactly what it is?
They give you a 0.1 margin of error, so you got to be within 0.1.
What's the
Guessthecorrelation.com.
Yes.
all one word?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is anybody trying on their phone? I'm just curious if it works. Does it work? You know it. I didn't have a username. It's still in. Wait, where does it say user? I didn't. Oh, I just put new game. It didn't make me do a username. I don't know, make a username. So it gives you a 0.1 margin of error. So you're just trying to guess. Like I guessed 0.8, this was 0.95, so I failed. Not really sure how the scoring works either, but my high score is 51. See if you can beat it.
Where's the next one?
You hit guess, and then you hit next. You're cooking with gas? That's awesome. It's really, I think it's really hard.
I'm kind of mad. I was like, oh wait, you can do point two. Actually, you can do what? Yeah, my point two.
Well, you got my point one.
Point zeros. What?
You got my point one.
Oh. I thought it was hard. I thought it was point zero.
Well, 0.0 would be crazy.
I know. I was.
Yay, cool.
Okay, no. Point 11. Point 11.
You can game work, right?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
You know anything in
I
there?
got 2 exactly. Yes.
It's saying, what the hell do you want me to do?
All the lines on the I do negative. I got 5.
You know,
Like all the dots are the same.
so it's not negative. All these are positive, at least the ones that I've seen. That's kind of like a kind of upward. I would guess.
How do you? Oh, I got 17.
But that doesn't mean it's right.
Wait, it doesn't. I don't understand. Like it does.
You're better. You're closer to me. You were gonna guess 0.15. I was like, perfect. I'm a guess the correlation X.
What your score is. Is it based on the number of points? Oh, it's how many you guess. Wait, you got.
I don't know how the score works.
Mine still says 0.
I haven't figured it out.
Mine still says 0.
I think you
I think when you finish, it gives you the score.
Yeah, it gives you a score.
I have 38
Like
points.
after you lose or fail enough, it'll tell you.
I just need to be.
Game over.
I'm so bad.
Can you recover hearts?
Yeah, if you do a hard, you get like, if you get close.
If you get like a certain close, yeah, I don't know the rules.
It's weird.
That might be 51.
It won't tell me what.
Well, you don't know until you're done, I guess. The scoreboard doesn't update in real time. It's like after you fail, we'll tell you.
Yeah. Yeah. I got 72.
What's the high?
72.
72? Nice job.
So confused. How is this issue going to 0?
How's what?
Okay, so I've always been getting that with that. I just see it as 0.
Yeah, that's like a big circle.
I guess. I don't see like the other points, so it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
It's not like a full.
It's not perfect, I guess. But do you guys want to keep playing, or do you want to move on?
Like,
Okay.
you get like more points the closer you get to the actual number.
I think they feel like it says like 0.05.
I got 72.
Yeah, I think if you get it like exactly, you get like 6. You get like 6.
So this says like difference. Weird.
See,
Oh wait,
I
it changes
I was
to me now. I can only be
1 and you get
0.03
5
away.
to it. So,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, mean error is like the average error that you've been. It's like your average error.
yeah, it's your.
Oh.
It's not anything about.
I thought it was like I can only be that far away from the answer.
No,
0.03 is your average error. That's awesome.
how would you score?
I started it.
Oh yeah.
I just started it.
Couple more minutes. Can't just play games all day. I think you get the idea now.
So they gave me 3 ideas for 20 minutes.
72 still high?
Don't make me try.
Yes.
I think he needs to play this game until he can have 87.
Didn't work on your phone? Or you still playing?
Literally the first thing I saw when I was taking that in
Oh,
was guess the correlation sheet, and I was like,
Some of these don't look like what they say.
no, most of these.
Well, guess who's right? Yes, not you.
Either of us.
Not on the computer. I kept guessing too low.
Yeah.
Yes,
Almost all of it.
I guess
And then I like over adjusted and I was too high.
That's what's happening.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. And then the next time you
I just always guess around.
You don't guess
I don't know.
like, oh, what?
Oh my god.
Well, you get like 0.1 each way, so like that's not bad.
See, I'm scared of something.
Alright, wait. What would you think this got?
See,
This correlation is.
I would guess. My guess would be 0.35.
Wow. That was a pretty good guess.
But like honestly, my original guess was like 0.1, but I was like, I'm always too low, so I just.
Yeah, I was like thinking something around 0.1, and I was like, that's good.
So I kind of cheated him, I guess.
Yep.
Or I would say I learned. All right, let's put the game away. And then just get your notes out again for a quick second.
I do it. Yeah, it's because I also
And this, I want you to write this stuff. So you wrote the correlation down already, hopefully, I think. Write this stuff down here. Form, direction, strength. Is how you describe this. Yeah, I mean, wherever you want. There's a spot in this packet where it says, like, notes on describing data. If you want to put it there. If you want to put it in your notebook, it doesn't matter to me. And that'll be up on the board for a couple days, too. I'm not going to be here tomorrow, so I'm trying to get you enough knowledge to do some of the con while I'm gone. I was going to put more under. Hold on. Oh, wait a second. Right. So if you're asked to describe this data, remember on the last one it was socks? Shape, outlier, center spread? That was one variable. If you have two variables, they want form, direction, strength. This is supposed to be FDS. And they still want context. So form is either linear or curved. Just about everything they give you will be linear, because that's like the point. Direction's either positive or negative, and then this strength, you got kind of this range of answers, and they're really pretty flexible about it. Weak would be like positive or negative, 0.15-ish. And this is totally an estimate. Moderate is probably plus or minus like 0.35, or moderately weak. Moderate would be plus or minus 0.5. Moderately strong, probably plus or minus like 0.65. Strong, probably plus or minus 0.85. But like if they think it's strong and you put moderately strong or even moderate, they're fine with that. If they think it's strong and you're all the way down here weak, they're probably going to mark you wrong. But they give you a pretty big window on these words. Does that make sense? Curved will be very obviously curved. I mean, you'll see like a U shape or something. Like it'll be a plain as day type curve.
Is one of the very first that's just like variable? Like,
moderately strong, strong. If you put very weak and it was like 0.05 or something, that'd be okay. They're not gonna mark you wrong because you put moderate and they think it's moderately strong. Like, there's definitely wiggle room. I think you could actually get away without ever writing the moderately weak or moderately strong. You could probably just skip those. But it might make you feel better to like, okay, now I got a little more wiggle room. Alright, so the one we just did with the parent education and the child education, this is the graph, and then I got my line on there too. So if you were asked to describe this, you would say there is a linear or curved? Linear. If you're in doubt, it's linear. Curved is going to be like, I mean, you know, really freaking curved. So there's a linear, positive or negative? Positive. And then strength. Moderate. Fair. If you stop here, you're going to miss a point. What am I forgetting? Context. So between parent and child schooling or something. Shooting. So describe the data means these three things plus context. So I guess it's actually four things. So let's look at a couple of those. Just kind of practice them a little bit. So let's say this top left one. If you were asked to describe that, and we'll just say like we don't know what the context is, but we'll just kind of throw context at the end. So if you're write it down, describe it. Make up your own context, or just say blah 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 context. Right? Top left. Describe that data. The order of your form, direction, strength does not matter. You could do strength, direction, form. You could do strength, form, direction, whatever. So there is and I'm just going to pick my order, but you could use whatever order you want. Positive or negative? Negative. Linear or curved? Linear. Weak, moderately weak? Moderately weak seem reasonable? So I would say like a negative, linear, moderately weak relationship between whatever whatever the stuff is about. How many had something like what I just said there? But yeah, just between context. This one, there is a positive or negative? Positive slope, right? Positive, linear, or curved? Linear, and probably strong. Relationship between context and context, you know? Alright. So you should be able to do most of the con, I think, now. There's two sets, if you notice, on the assignments that you got. Some of it's due Friday, some of it's not due till like next week sometime. This week. Won't learn it until then. But you should be able to do most of the con that's due Friday at this point, I believe. No. I mean, you can if you want, but you can. I think you'll have some trouble, though.
You just gotta get it on